Hello, my friends. Oh, I'm so excited for this art activity right now. We're going to make a scarecrow, our very own scarecrow. I hope you checked out the story time that I read about the scarecrow in the leaves. And now we're going to make our very own scarecrow. All right, my friends, for this activity, you need to get this paper out of your homework folder. You need to get your crayons or the watercolors or markers or colored pencils, whatever it is that your parents are going to let you do. Do not use your paint that I put in the little cups. You do not have enough for this activity and the following activities that I'm going to be doing. If you have your own paint at home, you're more than welcome to use those. Just know it's going to take a long time for you to dry, so make sure you pause the video and come back after that paint dries, because you cannot cut if the paper is wet. It will tear your paper. All right, so we're going to first color our scarecrow, and then we have to cut out our scarecrow, and then we're going to glue our scarecrow together. Now you have a choice. You can actually glue it so that you have like a little scarecrow doll, or you can glue it inside of your spiral notebook so that you could always have your artwork. That one's up to you. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and start coloring our scarecrow. So these pieces down here are actually his straw. Scarecrows are stuffed with straw. So on the inside of us, we have body parts in there, we have organs in there, we have blood in there, we have bones in there, but scarecrows do not. They have straw, and straw is yellow. So we're going to go ahead and color the straw yellow. Now, if you want to color your straw a different color because this is your scarecrow, you go right ahead. And there's so many straws because we're going to be putting them where their hands go, where their feet go, and then he even has some scarecrow hair. So that's how come there's so many of them. Just like that. All right, so go ahead and color your whole paper, whatever colors you want. And then when we come back, I will show you my finished coloring page, and then we will start to cut it out, okay? See you in a minute. Also, remember, when we cut things out, you don't have to be so inside of the lines, okay? So if you go out a little bit, that's understandable because we're going to cut it out, and where we went outside of the lines, we're going to throw it in the trash, so don't worry about it. So just so that you know, this thing up here is a hat. This is also part of the hat. I'm going to color it a different color. These are his cheeks, which is on your face. These are buttons. These are the shirt. This is the straw we already talked about. That's his hands and feet and hair. These are his pants or her pants. This is his or her head. And then these are patches that will go as decorations on the clothes. Of course, you can make a boy or a girl scarecrow. That is totally up to you. We're also going to put a face on our scarecrow too. All right, so let's keep coloring. All right, and just like that, I have everything on my page all colored. And now I'm going to cut it out. So safety first, make sure you always use your scissors safely, okay? Make sure that your thumb goes in the small hole, your other fingers go in the other one. And then when you cut it out, you have to pay attention to stay on the line. There are not dotted lines here. So you have to go slow, and you only can do little cuts so that you don't cut like his sleeve off. You don't want him only to have one arm. Okay, so go nice and slow and cut this out. Parents, maybe if you could help them cut, especially like the straw, the circle buttons and the square patches, the students are actually not going to be able to stay on the line for the most part, and that's okay. This is their artwork and this is their scarecrow. That'll just, keep it a little cooler for them, a little cuter. Art should never be the same for anyone. So go ahead and cut all of your items out, and I'll see you after I cut it out. All right, so make sure you're taking your time. And remember, it's easier to turn the paper and not really your scissors. So you're using your other hand to turn the paper without cutting yourself, okay? Just take your time, stay on the line, and cut each item out. Because the end result, if you cut it out fast and you don't stay on the line, you're not going to have a cool scarecrow. If you take your time and you do a good job, you're going to have a cool looking scarecrow. All right, so keep up the good work. Now for the straw, it's very hard for the young kids to get inside of each of the V's. So if you guys just want to do like this and stay on the outside, that is okay too. Instead of going on the inside right there, we will learn how to do those later. We did already do it, but you guys are okay to do it this way. If you want to do inside of the V, that is good too. It will make it look that much better if you do cut inside of the V's. All right, just take your time, try your best. This is straw, which if you don't know what straw is like what they use for bedding for horses or for goats. They like to lay down on it instead of the dirt. Some animals eat straw or hay, so that's really cool. So I'll show you the two differences like this. So this is how you can cut it out. You can cut it out, see how it looks more like straw if it looks like this versus keeping it inside. But this is easier for you guys right now, so that's okay. Go ahead and cut whichever one is easier. All right, finish cutting it out. I'll see you in a little. Also, make sure when you're cutting stuff out, you have a trash pile and it's all in one spot. And then each of your items are laid down in a pile. So like all my straw is here, my pants, my buttons are together. If you have a messy workspace, you're not able to work, and it will be a lot harder to put your scarecrow together. So if you have a nice, clean, organized workspace, it makes learning a lot easier for your brain. So do yourself a favor and keep everything nice and clean and organized. Pile all your trash into one pile, or have the trash can next to you, whichever one you're allowed to do. You got to ask mom and dad what they want you to do. I just put it in one pile on my desk, and then when I'm all done, I walk it over to my trash can and put it inside of it. All right, but it's very important for you to have it organized so that you know where everything is, especially when we're starting to put things together. A lot of times it will be, I didn't get this, or I don't have this, and it's only because you've dropped it on the ground. So if you're missing something when you're all done cutting things out, look all over your floor, and sometimes you accidentally throw it in the trash can. So that's why it's a good idea to have a pile of trash just sit on your desk or on the table, so that if you are missing something, you can go right through the pile of trash that's on the table, because nobody wants to dig through the trash can at the house, because that's gross, because there's food and stuff in there. All right, my friends, so now we have it all cut out. There we go. There's my pile of trash. I'm going to leave it right there. When I'm all done, I will go throw it in the trash. All right, I am going to actually glue mine inside of the spiral notebook, just because I have tons that I do with you guys, and this is the best place for me to keep my stuff organized. But if you just want to have it be like in your hand as a little doll, or a scarecrow doll or paper doll, whatever you want to call it, then you're more than welcome to do that. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. All right, my friends, so the first thing we're going to do, because the shirt is so big, let's go ahead and glue that down first, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and glue down my shirt. Now we have to put it sort of on the top, because we have to put his head, we have to put his hat, so we have to have it more on the top part of our paper, right about up here. Now our hands, when we glue those on, they are going to stick out, which is perfectly okay. All right, let's go ahead and glue our head on. This is the Scarecrow's head. back a long time ago, they used to make scarecrows' heads out of potato sacks. That's what that would be called, as a potato sack. So it actually looked like this, and the potatoes would go inside if it was a real sack. And then they would turn it upside down, or they would put hay in it, they would tie it off, they'd turn it upside down, and they would make a head. So there would actually be a tie around here so that the hay would not come out, or the straw. So it's going to go upside down because that's his head. We're going to put the hat on. So go ahead and get your hat. We're going to glue the hat onto his head. And then this rectangular wavy stripe is actually just decoration for the hat, just to make him look cool. So we're going to put that on. And then let's glue our pants on him. And back in the day when they used to make scarecrows, I'm not sure if they do them anymore much, because you can actually buy scarecrows. But when they would make their scarecrows, they would actually just make it out of their own farmer's clothes, their old clothes that they don't need or didn't want anymore, or any extra ones. That's what they would use to make the scarecrow. So now we're going to put the straw on. So put a little bit of glue at the end of each of the sleeves and put your straw on. We're also going to put it at the end of his feet. Just like that. And then, of course, he has some hair that is going to come out. So we're going to put some on each side of his head. Just like this. We don't want our scarecrow to be bald. All right. And then we need to get a marker or a crayon or a colored pencil in order to draw his face. Okay, so of course you could use any color you want. I'm going to use black just because the rest of my scarecrow is so colorful. So I'm actually going to just draw on he's going to have a smile, even though he's supposed to be mean, spooky, in order to scare the crows off. I'm going to draw his eyes, and I'm going to give him a little nose, just like that. All right, my friends. So you actually got 2 round cheeks, which I told you are the cheeks that are on your face. That's each one of these here. But my scarecrow is kind of small, so if you don't want to put them on, that is okay. If you want to put them on, that is also okay. That's how it would look like. I actually like it now that I've put it on, so I'm going to glue them onto the ends of the smile, just like that. And then the other circles are the buttons and the patches, which, remember I told you these used to be the farmer's clothes. And if you got a hole in your pants or in your shirt, you wouldn't go buy a new shirt or new pants. What you would do is get a little piece of fabric and sew it on over the hole and keep wearing the same pants, because a long time ago they didn't have a lot of money, so they couldn't afford to keep buying clothes. And so we're just going to put them on as a decoration. We are lucky we get to have more clothes than maybe one outfit. Let me put one on my shirt, just like that. And you can turn them to make them not just perpendicular, meaning up and down square. You can make it turn so that it looks pretty. And then go ahead and put your buttons on. And I'm actually going to draw the little holes inside of my buttons so that it actually looks like a button. So let me glue them all on just like that. And then I will show you what it looks like to put the holes in the button. So again, get your marker or your crayon and then just put 3 dots on each of the buttons, kind of like a face. 1, 2, 3, just like that. 1, 2, 3, and then let me show you. See the 3 1, 2, 3, and then it looks like a button. See that? You can actually do 4 too if you wanted to do 4. I'm just going to stick with 3. But there we go. What do you think? Isn't our Scarecrow just so adorable? I just love it so much. He's so cute. All right, my friends, I'll see you later. I hope you had fun with this. Bye.